Welcome to Diva's World.
Have you ever wondered if the biggest moments in your life are just totally random, or if they're actually ticking away on a giant cosmic clock?
Today, we're exploring the massive, sweeping scale of Vedic astrology. And specifically, we're looking at how modern researchers are using texts that are thousands of years old to decode the exact timing of one of life's absolute biggest milestones, which is marriage.
We're going to see how these very specific planetary alignments are mapped out mathematically to predict not just the broad phase of your life, but the literal exact year and month a marriage takes place.
This whole explainer is based on a really fascinating study recently published in the International Journal of Jyotish Research. And what's so cool about this is it's not just looking at ancient theory in a vacuum. It takes centuries of this astrological wisdom and rigorously tests it against a modern data set. They looked at 50 marriages from 1980 onwards to see, hey, do these ancient rules actually hold up today? To really get this, the study's authors Jagannath Acharya and Dr. Rudresh M. Shastri make a great point. We have to strip away our modern misconceptions. We are not talking about those little daily horoscopes you skim in the back of a newspaper. Oh, totally. They describe it as this vast mathematical architecture of the universe. It's a highly complex predictive system that's been mapping the celestial mechanics of our solar system since, well, antiquity.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll hit the cosmic clockwork, twin engines of prediction, early or late marriage, timing the exact year, pinpointing the month, and finally, the master formula. All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the cosmic clockwork.
To really grasp the foundation here, we have to look at the term Jyotish Shastra itself. It translates to something way more profound than just the Greek roots for astrology. Jyotish literally means the science of light.
Exactly. It's a meticulously calculated system that analyzes zodiac signs, nakshatras, which are specific lunar mansions, and very precise planetary combinations. So it's way less about your everyday personality traits and much more about establishing a highly detailed, functional timeline of the events in your life.
Moving right along to part 2, twin engines of prediction. So how do they actually know when something is going to happen? Well, it boils down to these twin engines of prediction. The first one is the dasha system. You can think of this as your internal fixed timeline. It's like a cosmic blueprint locked in by exactly where the planets were at your precise moment of birth. Right, and then the second engine is planetary transits. This is the dynamic, current movement of the planets happening right now. It's basically the cosmic weather. And the idea is, when your internal dasha timeline perfectly aligns with that external transit weather, boom, a major life event triggers. To build their master formula, the researchers trace these rules of marriage timing across thousands of years. They started with the ancient Narada Samhita, then moved through medieval texts like the Phaladipika, and then the real test. They took all those ancient rules and applied them to that modern data set of 50 Indian horoscopes from 1980 onwards. It's a really unique way of bridging the gap between ancient theory and our modern reality.
Let's get into part 3, early or late marriage. It's honestly fascinating how the physical properties of the planets reflect these predictions. The texts describe these late marriage yogas, or planetary combinations. If you look closely, heavy, slow-moving planets like Saturn are the major culprits here.
Right. The logic is that if Saturn associates with your key relationship houses, it mathematically creates delays. Similarly, if your planets are in fixed zodiac signs, or in retrograde where they appear to be moving backwards in the sky, the energy essentially stalls. All of that points to a later marriage.
Now, in stark contrast, we have the indicators for an early marriage. Here, you're looking for benefic, supportive planets, think Jupiter or Venus, grouping together smoothly without any major obstructions. And what's really interesting is that early marriage is highly favored when Venus is situated in watery signs. So where fixed signs cause a delay, watery signs represent fluidity, movement, and deep emotional connection. It literally speeds up that cosmic timeline.
Up next, part 4, timing the exact year.
To find the specific year, the researchers relied heavily on the ancient Jaimini system. Instead of just looking at general houses, this system isolates highly specific mathematical points. Yeah, for example, there's the Diraka Raka. That is the planet in your chart with the absolute lowest degree, and it directly represents your spouse. Then you have the Upapada, which signifies the comforts of married life. Astrologers basically track these specific points, just waiting for them to be triggered. And those triggers require some major cosmic movements.
According to the research, for a marriage to actually happen in a given year, those heavy, slow-moving planets we talked about, specifically Jupiter and Saturn, must mathematically activate those relationship points.
It is literally like turning the key in a very, very heavy lock. The big gears have to move first. But here is where the researchers uncovered a truly wild secret hidden in the data. They call it the Rahu revelation. Rahu is a shadow planet representing the North Lunar Node. The study found that during the actual year of marriage, transiting Rahu almost always establishes a strong connection with the 7th house, or its lord, through a specific aspect. It turns out Rahu is this massive, highly reliable indicator that the marriage year has arrived.
Okay, part 5, pinpointing the month.
You can think of this mechanism almost like a magnifying glass focusing a beam of light. Step 1, we start with the massive, slow-moving planets, Jupiter, Saturn, and Rahu. That gives us the broad year. Then, for step 2, we use a faster planet, Mars. Mars takes about 45 days to transit a sign, so that helps us narrow the window down significantly. And finally, step 3, we track the sun. The sun moves about 1 degree a day, which allows us to pinpoint that final 30-day window. The researchers actually formulated this as the Sun Sutra. The sun essentially acts as the final cosmic second hand on the clock.
Exactly. When the sun finally transits over the 7th house, it triggers the event within that 30-day time frame. So the huge gears of the year line, the medium gear of Mars slots into place, and the fast gear of the sun strikes the hour.
And that brings us to part 6, the master formula. To validate all of this, remember, they didn't just rely on ancient poetry and philosophy. They meticulously analyzed 50 modern horoscopes from individuals who got married from 1980 onwards.
They ran the internal dasha timelines. They tracked the exact transits of Jupiter, Saturn, and Rahu, and they rigorously checked which of these ancient sutras actually held up against hard, real-world data.
The results were pretty striking. Out of those 50 charts, a specific mathematical calculation called the Vivaha Saham accurately indicated the marriage year in 48 of them. That's a huge hit rate.
The internal dasha system confirmed the timing in 43 of the 50 charts. And that Rahu transit revelation we mentioned, it was active in 42 out of the 50 horoscopes. The consistency across these different ancient methods is just staggering.
Which leads directly to the researchers' holistic conclusion. The big takeaway is you can't just look at one planet or one simple rule.
Right. A life event as massive as marriage requires a multi-layered cosmic symphony. The internal dasha timeline has to say yes, the slow-moving transits have to say yes, and the fast-moving transits must align perfectly. Only then can a definitive prediction actually be made.
It's just a fascinating bridge between ancient spiritual texts and rigorous modern data analysis. It really makes you wonder, with your internal dasha system setting your personal timeline and all these massive planetary transits moving overhead right now as we speak.
Are you ready to read your own cosmic clock?